Today's a very special showcase video for me. I've been trying to make this one for a very long time now, and it's just been hard to get some recording out for these long showcases. And then I was waiting for one fight that I really wanted to take that I need beta access for, and now that I finally have the CCP beta access, I could do it. And we're going to be talking about my rank 4 Enchantress today, which is one of my favorite champions for long form content in the game. And I think she has one of the most interesting kits in the entire game as well. I know a lot of people aren't huge on how her kit functions, where there's just so much text you have to understand and so much that you need to learn about the champ. And to be honest, that's exactly why I like her. I like how there's just so much in one kit and you have to try to understand it all. It feels like a puzzle that just takes a lot of practice to get used to playing. And I totally understand why that's not the appeal for someone. But it's something that I really enjoy, hence why I have a 40-minute showcase out for her, because I really like playing this character. That being said, do I think she's one of the champs that you should be bringing to long-form content at all times? Not necessarily. I think there's a lot that she's very good for, but it's not always worth it over some other big long-form champs. But that being said, you can still make a lot of good uses out of Enchantress, and I intend to hopefully show some of that in this video and with future content as it comes out. So we're going to start by showing her against not Realm of Legends. I'm so used to just other showcases where that is the first fight. We're actually taking Labyrinth of Legends, Star-Lord. And we're taking Star-Lord instead of Winter Soldier because Enchantress does not do very well for any kind of short fight. It's very bad. Her damage really sucks for it because of how long her ramp is. Another reason that a lot of people don't enjoy her. So we're going to be taking her to Labyrinth instead to show the basic ramp. And basically what you want to do is you want to get purple, green, and orange spells. The way to activate them is with different codes you put in, basically by swipes on the right side of the screen. And we want to try to get all of these to be the same number when we drop special 2s, and that's going to be the damage special. So, in short, the purple are buff control. The green are all defensive and like tanky mechanics that she has. And then the orange are your damage ones. And so, purple consists of effects like a nullify every 4 seconds that you're close to the opponent, an atrophy, a neutralize, and then finally if she's awakened you can get a charm debuff, which affects ability power rate, which also increases the potency of her power steals. So if you want to know if she should be awakened for attack, I'd say yes, because the charm is very, very good for her increasing her ramp up speed a little bit because you're getting specials a bit faster. So those are the purple ones, and then the green ones, there's one that is going to give you haste, which is going to allow you to go unstoppable on your dash attack. There's one that's going to give you levitate, which is going to allow you to regen, I think it's either block or energy damage, and then also evade knockdowns. And then there's one called etherealness, which is going to give you an untouchable and allow you to regen whatever the other between whatever the other between energy and block damage is, because one's energy, one's block damage. I don't remember which is which. So those are all your defensive ones, and once they add up together, it's like, wow, she regens a crap ton of damage back, and it's really nice. And then for your orange, you have the option of going for Incinerate, Shock, or Cold Snap. When in doubt, go with Incinerate. It does the most damage of the 3. If you can't go for the Incinerate one, I'd recommend doing Cold Snap next and then Shock last. Those are the most damaging overall in value. You want the Incinerate one the most because it's a secondary effect, is it does a burst of damage when it's applied. And if you apply it during her special 2 when she has a bunch of extra attack rating, then it just does a stupid amount of burst damage. So all those spells add up together to give you a lot of different effects in the special 2 based off of which spell count you have the most of, which is why you want to have all of them the same number so they all trigger the extra benefits. So purple, if you have your spells the most are purple, then you're going to re-trigger all of your spells. If the most is green, you're going to regen 12% of the damage you deal, or something close to that. If it is orange, you're going to get extra critical rating during the special. And then every spell in general gets her extra attack up to 12. And so once I drop the special 2 with all of my spells being at 4, then we get the benefits of all of them. So now we're going to go fight this not Winter of Woe. That is absolutely not what this is. This is Wheel of Fate Gore. And we're going to start showing her off against some longer fights where they have buffs involved. So you can see the buff control in action. Because while it's obviously, it takes a while to get online, there's a lot of buff control. There's a lot of things going on in the fight that allow you to control the buffs in different ways. Because, again, you have a combination of Nullify, Atrophy, and Neutralize, which are all going to start out at low potency, and then you get them even stronger when you drop them from the special 2. So I am messing up a little bit and getting hit by Gore some, but it's fine. You can see I went for all my buff control spells first, so I can try to get them online early on and just start nullifying and making buffs expire quicker to feed my Mystic Dispersion, so I'm getting specials faster and stuff like that. Because yeah, Mystic Dispersion giving you more specials quicker is just really, really helpful for Enchantress, because spamming specials is kind of her whole thing. So we are going to go ahead and let him drop a special 2 here, hopefully get the dex, and I do. And then regen a little bit of the block damage I took on that one little hit that I took, but it's fine. And then, yeah, go for my special 2 to re-trigger all of my buff control. And then we're going to go ahead and try to get the orange spells now for the extra damage, which are going to give me critical rating during the special 2, which is hence going to allow me to do more regen and just hit even that much harder on the special 2. So, yeah, while all my buff control spells are cooking, that's when I'm going to go ahead and trigger my damage spells, so that I'm just, spamming special ones. Like, you can see how fast I'm getting them and dropping them because of Mystic Dispersion with nullifies and buffs expiring and all that stuff. So, now we are at 4, 4, and 4, which is exactly what I want. You generally don't ever go higher than 4, 4, and 4 if you're playing a Enchantress at a high rank like I am. But sometimes the fight, it feels a little bit better if you go for like 5, 5, and 5, or 6, 6, and 6. But I think I might do that later in the video when we go to some Necropolis content. But generally, 4, 4, and 4 is fine. So we're going to go for another special 2 here, and then just, start spamming these. The hit damage on the special 2 itself is doing like 300,000 damage, and then we're getting a burst at the end of it, which is doing, let's see, I don't know if I can see the burst. I didn't see what it was, but I imagine it's like 150, 200,000 damage or something. So like 450,000 damage minimum on every special 2 is just, it's kind of nuts. And so I'm going to pause it and see what the burst damage actually looked like, because I'm curious. I don't remember how much those Incinerate bursts are doing. So it did 178,000 damage when I dropped it with the 4, 4, and 4 spells for the burst damage. So yeah, it's just over 450,000 damage when you add them all together, assuming you get a crit on every hit, which usually is going to happen. Obviously it depends on RNG and stuff, but she has so much extra crit rating that it almost always happens. So now we're going to fight this big Serpent. This Serpent has like 1.3, 1.6 million health. I don't remember. It's somewhere in that realm. And we're just going to use all of our buff control spells first and just hopefully turn this guy into a potato. It's going to go pretty well because Enchantress overall just has a lot of stuff to counter Serpent pretty decently. Because we've just got so much buff control and so much regen and just defensive mechanics once we get the green ones online, and we're just spamming specials so often that he's having really, really low call force. So one thing I'm actually going to not do in this fight, though, is trigger the Neutralize. And the reason I'm not going to do that is because he's going to get his call force faster if we just neutralize him. So I figured overall it'd just be better to rely on the Atrophy instead for like when he gets to death immunity and stuff, and just deal with the other buffs. But then again, his power gain doesn't really matter because of the charm debuff. The charm doesn't stop the death immunity power gain. I don't exactly understand why it does the power gain buff but not the death immunity one, but that's just how it works. But the death immunity is going to be really short because of the atrophy anyway, that it really doesn't feel that bad that we don't have the neutralize and the ability to stop the power from it. So yeah, I'm getting my damage spells up now, and then we're gonna go ahead and just start spamming my special 2s after I do 2 more special 1s. And as you can see, we're well into the Serpent fight, and he still only has 2 Call Force. And going for another special 2 there, and now he's low again. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and drop my special 1 now, get a couple more of the orange ones. That was an accident going for Chain Lightning. I definitely want to do Fireball if I can help it. I don't know why I went for Chain Lightning or what. It's probably just messed up. It's fine though. And then yeah, he goes to drop the special 1, gets some Call Force from it, but I'm going to drop my special 2 now. Unfortunately, he does have the resistance up, and with the crit pen that he reduces, it's just we don't do as much damage on as we'd like, but it still does pretty decent. And again, we're just controlling him well enough that it's not that big a deal if the fight's taking a little bit longer. So yeah. Gonna go ahead and combo Relic combo right here, and then drop another special 2. And he's definitely getting much lower here. 17%, and then he's going to drop a special 2, which I'm going to regen most of the damage from, or just make it miss, I guess, which is pretty nice. We missed 2 of the hits, and then evaded the last one, which is really funny, because we nullified his True Sense, which is awesome. And then, yeah, we literally kill him with a full yellow bar, because yeah, Enchantress is just that goated. So, alright, now we're going to move on to fight EOP, or I'm sorry, EOP. I keep getting my contents wrong. This is the Ordeal Traxx, actually. Okay, so for this one, it's going to be pretty fun because just the amount of damage that Traxx does to you in this fight is completely ridiculous, and Enchantress is still going to live, which is honestly pretty impressive. There's not that many champs who can solo this fight, and I honestly wasn't sure if she could do it, but with the green spells really putting in a lot of work, it's gonna work out. So one of them, again, I can't remember which one, but which of the greens, one of them regens energy damage for us, and I should be going for that one early on if I'm not. But I'm gonna go ahead and get my charm active again here. So we're going to stop the power gain from the node, and then go ahead and bait a special 2. And this guy's just got so much energized and so much extra power gain that it's just so annoying trying to deal with his rock field the entire fight. But there, I'm going for the levitate spell, or maybe it's haste. I can't see very well. I'm not very close to my desktop. But then I'm just doing some dexes. Am I running haste? Okay, I might be doing haste actually, and that's actually kind of dumb if I am. Or maybe I'm ramping one of each. I don't remember which one I did first. But either way, I should be going for the one that regens energy damage. If I'm not, I'm throwing. And I can't really see very well which ones I'm using because I'm kind of far from the screen at the moment where my mic is placed. But it's fine. We are still taking a lot of damage, but ramping our spells effectively. So it looks like I must be going for one of each, because that's definitely not the one I had the last time. Okay, so yeah, I'm just dexing him a good bit, and then we're going to go ahead and get one more Fireball, and then go for the special 2s, and start regenning back some of the health we lost, and getting our damage control spells back online. Because I don't believe... Oh, I do go for 4, 4, and 4. Nope, that's also fine, I guess. Because, yeah, I know I live in this fight. I just have to deal with the rock field for a second, wait for it to expire, and then I'll go ahead and drop my special 1 again, which is going to give me the what looks like levitate, I think that's levitate from here. And then I should be looking at the screen when the text pops up, but I turned my head when it happened. Anyway, then I get my last fireball, and it's time to go for the special 2. So I'm going to let this expire, and then go ahead and try to get to 2 bars, and then we're just going to drop 2 bars for the rest of the fight. So, going to go ahead and relic, get some space, and then he can drop his special 2 right here. And then I go ahead and dex out of it, and then I'm going to go for my special 2, and then we'll start getting all of our stuff back online. And boom, it does a lot of damage as well. Like, we're not going to need that many to actually kill this guy, because that one does a crap ton. And yeah, I have the spell active where we're regenerating energy damage now, so yes, we are ticking down, but not as badly as it could be. So, looks like I'm going to go ahead and drop another special 2 here, get a little bit of health back, obviously not too much. She doesn't have that much regen on the special 2, I kind of wish it was a little stronger, but in a lot of fights it really doesn't matter, that's not that strong. And then one more special 2 is probably going to finish him off, so I'm just going to rush there, and then drop it right here, and then he's dead, I think. Yep, he dies. So we still have 41% left, which is pretty nice. Alright, so moving on, now we're going to go and do some Necropolis fights. I think we do Necropolis fights the rest of the showcase. Okay, so yeah, this is when we're going to start to get into some really interesting gameplay, where we show her in like the biggest endgame content out right now, and that of course being the Necropolis. I have 5 solos in this video, I think, and probably could have done a good bit more if I had a lot of time right now. But yeah, we're starting as this Air-Walker here, one of the harder ones for sure, but with the amount of buff control that Enchantress has, it's not going to be that big a deal. We're going to start nullifying his power cosmic. I think I should go for my nullify spell soon if I don't do it yet. But no, we're going to go ahead and get one of each, and it looks like that's the order I'm going with, for one of each at a time. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this. Am I going? Yeah, there's Dispel, which gives me the nullify passive, yes. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Get close to him so the nullify timer is ticking faster, and I didn't mean to go for a special 2 there, but it's fine, I guess. It re-triggers all my stuff, which isn't bad either. And then I'm gonna go ahead and drop special 2, probably go for levitate. Yep, levitate. And then we're gonna go ahead and do another fireball. So I don't remember if I go for 4, 4, and 4, or if I do more of them in this fight, but we'll see the rotation I go for. So there's another fireball. And then we're going to go ahead and do Charm Champ again, get the charm going so my power steal's stronger. And I eat a little hits there because I'm bad, but it's fine. And then here I'm throwing my special 1, going to go ahead and get Etherealness. And then he drops his special 2. And then I'm going to go for my Fireball. And then I might go for a re-trigger, or I might just go for another charm. We'll see which one, I don't remember. He does miss me with the special 1 there, which is pretty nice. And then I'm going to go ahead and go for another special 1. I think that was intentional. Maybe not, but I'm pretty sure I meant to do a special 1 there. And then special 1 is thrown to get the charm, and then we're going to go for levitate. And then we're going to go for fireball, and then I do the re-trigger, I'm pretty sure. And then the re-trigger is going to give me all my buff control, do a crap ton of damage on the special 2, regen some of it as well, and then we're going to be really, really tanky and doing a lot of damage. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go for the special 2 right here, and I'm going to heavy into it just to stop the power cosmic timer he had there. And then, boom, special 2 dropped. We're doing 61,000 damage every single crit, which is awesome, and it does a good bit of burst damage at the end of it as well. And I think I'm boosted for some of the fights in the Necropolis as well, because it's Necropolis, why wouldn't I boost, especially when they give me free ones every day. So yeah, note that they do have like 15% attack boost in this one. I don't think I used a green, maybe I used a green, but I don't believe I did. We'll see in the next fight. But either way, we're doing 70,000 damage on every single crit now, and it's just really nice. So the rest of the fight is just about spamming special 2s, and I'm gonna go ahead and stop talking and move on to the next fight. Try to save a little bit of my breath, and yeah, I'll see you at the Captain Britain one. Okay, now we're at Necropolis Captain Britain, and this fight we're talking about something I haven't actually talked about yet, and that is that the haste spell gives inverted control immunity, which is super awesome, because that's like the main gimmick of this fight. Is whenever she purifies the exhaustions from you, she's going to invert your controls for 4 seconds, and Enchantress is just flat out immune to that, which is super awesome. So anyway, it's about mainly just trying to upkeep the haste spell, which we're going to be able to do a lot from the special 2s and stuff, and then getting all of our buff controls active because she does gain a lot of buffs, and then getting the fireballs going. So in this fight, I am going to go for 6 of each spell because of the fact that she's placing so many exhaustions on me, so my crit damage is really low. And that just means that my special 2 outside of the red numbers isn't hitting very hard. So we're going to go ahead and get some more spells than 4, 4, and 4 because I want to be relying a lot more on those red numbers than the crits. So interesting thing here is the fact that she does have a attack rating increase cap of 12. So like once you're at 4, 4, and 4, your attack rating isn't going to increase anymore on the special 2, but you're still re-triggering everything. So if you go for more fireball spells above that, as long as it's still doing the re-trigger from the purple being the most, you're also going to be re-triggering all of the orange, and that's going to give you even more additional damage. Despite the fact that you're not getting any extra attack rating, you're still doing extra damage because you're triggering the fireball more. So yeah, we can go for 6 of each and then do a bunch of damage still, and it's more worth it even without increasing our attack. So this fight obviously takes a little while because of the fact that our crit damage is so low, but we also just like don't have anything to worry about in this fight because we're immune to inverted controls. We have a bajillion different defensive mechanics that allow us to just tank damage. And I think once we get to like the rooted phase in the fight, we'll just like block some of the special 2s, and it's like, oh, I'm barely losing any health because I'm just regenning a bunch of it back or causing it to miss and stuff like that. And then we can evade the knockdown and all that kind of thing. So yeah, I do believe we do hit the second set of Necropolis charges in this fight. I'm not sure. We'll see once it starts happening. But yeah, she's down to 52% now, and she's just going to continue to melt going on. Obviously, it's not like the fastest thing out there, but it is really safe and really effective. So still a pretty big fan of her for this fight. And then yeah, she's going to drop a special 2 here, and then I'm just going to go ahead and avoid it. And Mystic Dispersion's really coming in clutch for this one, allowing me to get special 2s faster. All my greens and my purples are staying active. The purples last longer depending on your sig level as well. So that's obviously something. I wouldn't ever advise you give her sig stones or anything, but if your Enchantress is a higher sig, your purple buff control stuff is going to last longer, which is obviously super helpful still. So yeah, 2/3 of the way down now, go for an intercept there, and then drop my special 2, and then boom, we're gonna go ahead and just do a nice burst of damage again. And then the Incinerate's ticking afterwards. They're not doing like a crazy amount of damage, but it's definitely something, so that's not too bad either. And then I'm gonna go ahead and drop another special 2, 21% now, and she's not gonna last too much longer. So baiting her special 2 here, she finally throws it, and then Mystic Dispersion pushes me to my special 2, which is great. Drop it, and then 14% now. Maybe she doesn't even get to the next set of Necropolis charges, honestly, because yeah, she's almost dead now. Beta special 1, and then obviously the inverted controls aren't there, which is super cool. And then yeah, special 2 dropped, and 7% now. One more special 2 is definitely going to finish the job. So I'm going to go ahead and combo into 1 right here, which is going to kill her. So boom, she's dead. Finish it with full health. And then yeah, we're gonna go fight Wiccan now, and from here I'm not gonna talk that much. I'm gonna speed up all the ramp quite a bit, and then yeah, you can see the rest of the fights for yourself. I'll come back for an outro, but this next fight being Wiccan and then Dragon Man and Nova are all kind of straightforward, so yeah, you'll probably understand it. So overall, I'm really excited to see what future content could come out that I can use my Enchantress for. I used her a good bit for like Spring of Sorrow, Winter of Woe type content when she fit a weekly objective, and some of those bosses I just can't do anymore because of the class gates, which is really unfortunate. But there are plenty of Enchantress versus those fights videos that I have on my channel as single fight videos, which you should definitely check out if you're interested. But that's probably gonna do it. And yeah, I'm not saying you should probably use your Enchantress for a lot of endgame content like I am, unless you really want to. But it's something that I found really fun, so I wanted to show you guys her doing all this stuff. So if you enjoyed the video, hit like, hit sub, and all the fun YouTube things I'm trying to, supposed to tell you, I guess. And then I'll see you in the next one.